Hey, what's up, guys? This is Willie D. Hey, I got some questions on the Rex Orange County video. I just wanted to go over these chords with you again. I understand that I didn't put tabs in the previous video. It was just kind of a software thing. I didn't really have the necessary stuff to get that done, so I thought I'd take pictures, but I know that a visual representation can only help so much. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go through each chord. We're going to also go over the verse chords and the strumming pattern, so stay tuned. The way that I'm going to explain it to you is I'll play a chord and I'll show it to you, and I'm going to give you the fret number. So I'm going to speak in numbers, and it's from the bass string, the low string, to the high string. So that's the direction I'll be going as far as communicating it. So all right, let's get started. First chord, A flat minor 9. So this one is going to start on the 5th string or the A string, and it's 2nd finger 11th fret. Next string is 1st finger on the 9th fret. Then we have 3rd finger on the 11th fret and 4th finger on the 11th fret. And those are the 4 notes. You know what? Let me make sure I'm in tune. Alright, I was a little flat. That would have been annoying for everybody playing along. You guys all tuned up. So anyways, here we go. Now for the next chord, I like to use here's on the 6th string, I like to use my thumb on the 9th fret. If that doesn't work for you, you can use your 1st finger, okay? Let's do it with just the 1st finger. That's probably the most standard way. So 1st finger, 6th string, 9th fret. Then that finger is going to lay down on the 5th string, the A string, and cause it to mute. So 2nd finger is going to go on the same fret, 9th fret, but on the D string or the 4th string. Next string is 10th fret, 3rd finger. And then next string is 4th finger, 11th fret. And so notice when I'm picking this, I'm skipping over the 5th string. So again, I wrap my thumb around it. You can play it however you want. And I would practice that chord change 100 times, you know? And then our riff, our pinky's here on the 11th fret, 12th fret, 14th fret. So now here we go. This is an F sharp major 7th. So starting from the 5th string, it's 9th fret, 11th fret, 10th fret, 11th fret. And that's fingers 1, 3, 2, 4. And then we do that riff again, 11, 12, 14. And then we're going to go back to this F sharp major 7 that we just learned, except all you're going to do is bar down your 1st finger. So this finger here, flatten it out, and pull up your middle finger. That makes that a dominant chord. Instead of a major 7th, it becomes an F sharp 7th. So those frets are going to be 9, 11, 9, 11. And then we're going to do a riff where we keep the chord shape, but we go. So it's basically pinky on the 11th, lift up your pinky, and then pinky on the 11th on the G string or the 3rd string. So here we go. So this is a B major 7. We're going to start on the 6th string. It's 7th fret, skip. So skip the next string. 8th fret, 8th fret, 7th fret. Fingers 1, 3, 4, 2. Next chord is a B flat minor 7. So this one is 2nd finger on the 6th fret on the low E string, or the 6th string. Then you're gonna skip over the next one, and that's kind of muted by your 2nd finger. And then your 3rd finger is gonna lay down on the 6th fret on the next 3 strings. So the D, G, and B string, or the 4th, 3rd, and 2nd string. And then the next one, we're gonna hammer on a B flat 7th. So that's gonna be 6, 8, 6th fret again, which is caused by our bar chord here, our 1st finger. And then we're gonna put our 2nd finger on the 7th fret, 3rd string. And what you do is, that's what it's gonna sound like. You can hammer it. I think he hammers it in the song. So you keep your bar chord down, but then those other 2 fingers, that's a good thing to practice. Just over and over. So we have and then we go back to the B major 7. So again, 7, skip, 8, 8, 7. 7, skip, 8, 8, 7. And then keep that shape there, but move your 1st finger up 1 fret. So it's gonna be 8, skip, 8, 8, 7. Weird feeling right there. I don't know if that's how he plays it. That's how I play it, because I figure if I only need to move my 1st finger, why move everything else? So and then you go back down to that B major 7. So those are the chords, and then the only thing is the 2nd time you go through it, when you get back to this part, so there's a new chord. This is called a B minor 6th. So what that is 2nd finger 7th fret on the low 6th string. Then we skip. It's kind of muted by that finger. 1st finger 6th fret. Then we have 3rd finger 7th fret. And then 4th finger 7th fret. So we get this. See, when you strum it, you don't even hear that. It just... Okay? So, let's do it. Let's do it together really slow. So like... gotta give it, if you're on an acoustic guitar, you gotta give it a little wave at the end. So anyways, Anyways, so on to the verse. Let me think of a way to explain this. Okay, so let's go over all three shapes that we're gonna need. So let's play an F sharp major seventh, which you guys already know this one from the intro. It's gonna be 9, 11, 10, 11, starting from the 5th string. 9, 11, 10, 11. Okay. So that's a major 7th chord shape, and the name of the chord is whatever note your first finger's on. So this is an F sharp note. There's an F sharp major 7th chord. Let's say I were to move this finger down to an E note, and then I were to make that shape. That's an E major 7th. So now you can play a major 7th chord anywhere you want. So we'll see that there's a lot of different major 7th chords in this verse. They're just kind of on different parts of the neck. It gives it a different sound, but really as a guitar player, it's the same thing. It's just the same shape. So, okay, F sharp major 7. Now check this out. Leave your first finger where it is, but move your other 3 fingers. They make this weird little triangle shape going on. Move those all down 1 fret. Now watch this move. Keep the first finger where it is. What you're doing is you're kind of squishing everything together. And this is still an F sharp named chord, because this is, again, where our root note is on the first finger. But listen to this sound. So this is 9, 10, 9, 10. This is called an F sharp half diminished. And there's a lot in the verse as well. And again, it's easy because whatever note you have here, that's the name of the chord. So let's say, again, same example, if I were to move this down to an E note, and then I make this shape, that's an E half diminished. And another term they use for it, which is exactly the same thing, there's no difference, is called a minor 7 flat 5. So if you want to sound extra fancy, you can say it like that if you want. It's the same thing. So back up here to our F sharp note. If I do that, I can call that, it's my choice, it's like tomato, tomato. I can call it an F sharp half diminished or an F sharp minor 7 flat 5. So that's our other shape. Now our next shape is called a minor 7. And this is going to be, 9, 11, 9, 10. And you're barring this with your first finger. And then you can also play the high E string like that if you want. So that would be 9, 11, 9, 10, 9. And that's a minor 7th. And again, our root note is the same. It's on the first finger. So all these chords, your root note's always going to be right there, which is, by root note, I mean what the chord is named. So over, again, the 3 shapes, we have a major 7th, we have a half diminished, and we have a minor 7th. Okay, so using those 3 shapes, I would take a second and try to memorize those or just practice them and go in between. You'll notice that through all of those shapes, my first finger is on this note the whole time. It's an F sharp. Major 7th, half diminished, minor 7th. Sounds different, but that's because of the other notes that are affecting it. So the chord progression for the verse is F sharp major 7th. So we're going to play our major 7th shape on the 9th fret. Now the next one is an E flat half diminished. So this is where it gets a little tricky, but Have faith in yourself. It's not as tricky as you think, because we're playing that half diminished, kind of that scrunched up shape that we just talked about. If you need to, go back and watch the breakdown of these chords. But this one is on the 6th fret. So our first finger is on the 6th fret. The reason I focus on that note is because that's our root note. That's where the chord gets the name. So this note here is an E flat note. And if we make our half diminished shape, that's an E flat half diminished. So back to the first chord, F sharp major 7th, E flat half diminished, and then we go to a D flat major 7. So our root note is here on the 4th fret. It's a D flat, which you can also call a C sharp, but that's for another day. Major 7th. Okay. Next chord is an F half diminished. So we're just going back and forth between major 7ths and half diminished, but all we're doing is sliding them around. And honestly, a major 7th shape and a half diminished shape, you only have to move one of your fingers. So really, the entire verse, your hand is just kind of, you don't have to do any major movements like this. It's just you're kind of like either the scrunchy version, which is the half diminished, or the major 7th version. So F sharp major 7th from the start, E flat half diminished, root note on the 6th fret, D flat major 7th, root note on the 4th fret, F half diminished, root note on the 8th fret, and then here's where the minor 7th voicing comes in. So it's on the 6th fret, a root note, so it's an E flat, and so it's going to be the frets are going to be 6, 8, 6, 7, 6. And this is a part where there's also a hammer on. I think he kind of does that. Now, from this minor 7, keep your root note on that E flat and scrunch up into that half diminished shape. So it's going to go. Okay, so that's going to be 6, 7, 6, 7. And then from here, same half diminished shape up to the 11th fret. Okay, so your first finger will be right before the double dots, which if you look on the side of my guitar, I have the double dots. The fretboard's a little unique, but 11th fret, and then we end up back at the F sharp major 7th, which is a root note on the 9th fret. So 9, 11, 10, 11. So here, let's do 4 counts on each chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Well, the song's a little bit different on the rhythm. It's usually about 2 beats per chord now that I think about it. So let's try that again. 4 beats on the first chord. Let's try 2 beats on the rest. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so most of them are 2 beats, but that last one, that E flat half diminished, you get 3 beats, and then that's just on the last beat. So the rhythm, strumming pattern, if we have like a dun 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 dun. That's kind of that's the vibe. Dun 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 dun. So on guitar, grab your pick It's going to sound, and you can scratch it with the strings muted. And you can hear I'm adding a couple more. But if you put your volume on mute, you'll see that my hand is not going like this. It's not starting and stopping. It's constantly staying in a steady motion. Down, 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 up, 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 down, up. Down, up, down, up, up, down, down, up, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. So it's like down, up, down, up, down. So let's take one chord. Let's do our F sharp major 7th, right? 9th fret, major 7th shape. All right, you guys ready to put this all together? This is the fun part. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. That's a good tempo. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right. So yeah, and then just slowly work on building speed. And you know, the E flat minor 7 part's kind of unique. It's just a hammer on, and then I think you hit that high E. That's what I hear in the song. So, and to get that real kind of poppy sound, I think naturally I wouldn't worry about this right now, but your fretting hand goes in between pushing down the strings and kind of keeping them there, but just letting them up a little bit. So you get that. Let me see if I can make that a little clearer. So anyways, I hope that was helpful to everybody. If you have any questions, just leave them in the comments below. But really cool song, honestly. It's a very creative use of, you know, major 7ths with half-diminished chords. Excellent practice for those chords. And now that you guys know how to use them, you know, don't stop there. You can play, like if I said play a B half-diminished. Basically, you're going to look on the 5th string, the A string, for a B note. You're going to B, where's B, where's B? So you're either on the 14th fret here, or you're on the 2nd fret. And so then you make a half-diminished shape. Or on the 14th. That gives you 2 totally different sounds. Anyways, I'll catch y'all next time. I appreciate it. Have a good day.